This is Talk Business and Politics with Roby Brock.
Welcome to today's Talk Business and Politics. I'm Roby Brock. We are happy to have you with us. I'm with Angela Lowther. She is the Executive Director of the Arkansas Health Insurance Marketplace. Good to have you back.
Thank you. Good morning. Thanks for having me.
You bet. We are in the middle of what is called open enrollment period now. It's kind of like Christmas for you, isn't it?
It is, yes.
Explain what is happening right now in health insurance in Arkansas and why this enrollment period has a window that opens and a window that closes.
That's right. Well, yeah, it's kind of like our Black Friday. We spend a big part of the year getting ready for this big moment, and we are excited about what's going to happen. And open enrollment started November 1. This is the 6th year of the open enrollments on the exchanges, and the thing that people need to know is we're in the middle of it. It ends December 15th, and we're getting messages out to two different kinds of people right now. It's the existing consumers who need to take a look at their coverage and make sure that they are in the right plan for 2019, and the folks who are potential new customers who maybe have no experience with insurance at all. We're letting them know that should not be a roadblock, because we've got some people across the state who are available to help. And,
Tell me what is what's been happening trend-wise? What's been happening with the numbers year over year when you look at last year's open enrollment period, the year before that? What are you seeing in terms of either more people enrolling, fewer people enrolling, plans being different? What are you kind of seeing as trend lines?
Well, last year we expected a little bit of a decrease in the volume just due to some different changes at the federal and state level. But we did not see a decline to the extent that we thought we would. So our numbers maintained, and we always see some attrition through the year, but this year we've seen that at a lower rate than in the past years. And one of the things that could mean is people understand more about what they're buying, and they have more meaningful choices.
Yeah, consumerism is kind of the big push in healthcare now. And so if I am a person who is not enrolled, or if I am a person who's enrolled and I'm looking at what are my options, how does one navigate that process?
It can be confusing, and we are very realistic and pragmatic when it comes to that. And we're not going to tell you it'll be quick or easy, but we have people who will help you through the entire process. And what we've done is centralize all of our consumer assistance resources in one phone number. Our navigators are now phone-based, and they are available for help on any direct assistance that a person might need. So, like I mentioned before, there are some people out there who still don't have any experience enrolling in coverage, or maybe this is their first time on their own out of mom and dad's house, and they're working and they're trying to take responsibility for this. And
they turned 27 finally.
That's right. They
right?
moved out, and they're looking up on the horizon at all these things they need a budget for. And we would like for people to see how to do this and be able to self-help every chance they get, but we also don't want people to feel like they're alone. You can call this helpline and not only find a navigator who will help you with some direct questions or maybe some direct specific needs that you might have, but they'll also be able to connect you with an agent or broker in your area across the state, and this is all free.
Yeah, talk to me a little bit about, well, free is good,
yes.
So always, but talk to me about the shift to the broker-agent model. You've got the centralized navigator system, but there used to be a different system of helping people navigate. Tell me why the broker-agent model, what's going to be different this time around?
Well, one of the things that we've learned through our research and kind of how we prepared for this was looking at the data. And like I said, this is 6th open enrollment, and we were seeing an increased trend in people who were assisted by an agent and or broker in their area. And in our open enrollment for 2018, that was about 40% of the people who enrolled in the marketplace. And those are the experts in our state, and they are in every county in our state. So whenever people wanted in-person assistance, it made sense for us to match them with somebody they're going to have a relationship with. And I get a lot of questions about health insurance as soon as somebody finds out, what I do, then they want to give me their story, and I love it because they're all different, and it makes sense. No two people are going to have the same health needs, so their issues and their concerns are going to be different, and it makes sense to have a relationship with somebody who's going to be there throughout that entire process and help you.
Are you satisfied with the diversity of options that are out there? That has always been kind of a central focus of the insurance marketplace there. Is there enough diversity in the number of plans, the number of carriers to provide those plans?
We have had a pretty steady diversity in plans and options available. And one of the things that we know is that supports that is just the enrollment trends, like I mentioned, and the fact that folks are selecting their own plans and then staying in those plans at a higher rate than they have in the past year also supports the fact that we have a good selection out there.
Mm-hmm. Talk to me, so give me the pitch of where somebody goes to learn more information. They can go online, they can also call a number during this enrollment period.
That's right. You can go to our website, which is myarinsurance.com, and you'll see at the top of that a couple options for help, and one of those is our helpline. And I tell people, if you don't know anything about health insurance, you don't need to learn anything. All you need to do is call that phone number.
And somebody's there.
Somebody's there. Somebody in Arkansas is going to answer that phone.
Let's talk about this. We have seen, I'm not going to put you on the spot with advocating a particular policy, but I do want to get your take on this because of your expertise. We have seen Congress debate last year doing away with the Affordable Care Act, replacing it. It stalled, obviously, in the Senate. We now have a divided Congress. What would be your prediction of where the health insurance policy debate goes at the federal level? Because that's going to dictate a lot of what happens for you.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that I want to say, first of all, there are 4 guardrails in the Affordable Care Act, and those are hard-coded into the law, and that is summed up as the requirement for comprehensive coverage and the coverage of the number of people, the affordability, and budget neutrality. So, the main thing that should tell us is states are required to maintain certain levels of coverage in ways that do not have a material impact to the individual marketplace and the availability of affordable coverage there. So, without some, act of Congress happening, we won't see a big change in the type of coverage that we're getting and those consumer protections that people rely on, that we want to make sure people understand you will not be excluded for a pre-existing condition, and you should be able to get covered no matter what your past health history has been. And with a divided Congress, it's anybody's guess as to what they'll be able to accomplish there.
I'll go on the record and say I'm predicting pretty much gridlock on that one. So, I mean, if the Democrats in the House were to push something through, the Republicans in the Senate would likely block it and vice versa. I don't know if much is going to change.
Well, and there are still some areas that are open to regulatory interpretation, and that's intended to give states flexibility so that people have different choices that work better for them. And the idea is so that there are fewer losers than in the past, and that maybe the losers don't lose as much as they have in the past, but we'll see. I know that there are some recent rules out there about association health plans and short-term health plans and the health reimbursement accounts that we're watching, because those have a tendency to change how we have traditionally viewed employee benefits as being coupled with health insurance, and that might be an area to watch. Anything
big on the horizon in the state legislative session that's coming up? Anything you guys are going to be advocating for?
We are going to continue to offer innovative, practical solutions, and that's the main message that we have, and that is the core of the relationship that we have with different legislative members, is to make sure that they understand how this impacts people in their areas across the state, and we are observing how people are using health insurance now, and this is just the beginning as far as looking at whether the outcomes are what we would like, and how maybe we might adjust the path that we're on to get better outcomes. So, having ramped up over the past couple of years to make sure people know about what's available and that they can have somebody in their area in person, at no charge to them, help them enroll, and that they understand the importance of health insurance is just the beginning.
If you're not in an employer plan, this is probably the place you want to go, the Arkansas Health Insurance Marketplace.
Absolutely.
All right, Angela,
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
I'll see you up at the Capitol soon. So,
Okay.
All right, best of luck in this period of enrollment.
Thank you.
That is all for today's Talk Business and Politics. I'm Roby Brock. We will see you next time.
Each day, the promise of our nation begins again. Arkansas and America moving forward. I help make that promise a reality. It's not for everyone, but people everywhere depend on us.
Oh, I love you too, sweetie.
Trucking delivers, or everything stops. And that's what drives me.
I did.
You'll find us at the end of a lot of long country roads, covering over 60% of the great state of Arkansas. Our 17 electric distribution cooperatives are working day and night to provide reliable, affordable power to over 500,000 homes, farms, and businesses, just like yours. The Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas, your local energy partners.